Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining my vlog again. And thank you especially to those who've been praying for me for so long now and who have been so interested in my progress as I've been on this journey with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And this has been a special week for two reasons. It's been a year now since my diagnosis. This week, it's a year. And as you know, with my comorbidities and everything else, my life expectancy was very short when we look at the statistics. But as I always say, there's statistics and then there's God. And the second reason this week is special is because I'm going to prove that to you today. This week was my PET scan. Now, a PET scan is also a CT scan plus a PET scan. The PET scan is a little different to CT, which looks at structure and so on, in that they inject into you a glucose mixed with radioactive stuff, and it goes to any fast-growing cells and fluoresces them in a sense, so that the scan shows highlights like lights on your body where there are active cancer cells or sometimes other infections. And so I'd gone off chemo now about a month ago. 4 weeks ago was my last chemo. And I've now had 16 doses of FOLFIRINOX, which is a combination of 4 very strong drugs, and can't do any more of those for now. And so we've been anxiously waiting to hear the results and see what's happening. And I have shared a little bit in the last while that I've been feeling good. You know, as the side effects of the chemo have subsided, I've had a lot more energy and I felt pretty good. As a matter of fact, I've been saying that I feel better than a year ago when I was diagnosed. And so yesterday morning, my wife and I went off to the oncologist to hear the big reveal of what the scans showed. And the results were really interesting. There was a slight negative in that they picked up on my small intestine a fluorescence or a showing of something. But then we realized afterwards this is the site of where a previous surgery happened and is most likely just where the join was between the small and the large intestine of my previous surgery 20 years ago. But we are going to look at that. There will be a colonoscopy sooner or later and get that sorted out. But then they looked at the cancer, the pancreatic cancer stuff. And they saw that the main tumor in the tail of the pancreas is still there, hasn't grown, and there are still some live cells. So early 26, I'll be doing some radiology, and we'll have 25 consecutive sessions, daily sessions, and we're going to zap just that very focused area and hopefully kill off those last cells completely. But then they came to the metastasis, the places where the cancer has spread to. So as I've shared before, it had spread to my lungs. There were multiple nodules, and of course to my lymph glands. And the PET scan came back and said, no sign of that stuff. It's all gone. So praise God, a wonderful result. I'm no longer just stable, I've improved. And basically this is a really good sign. Oncologist was excited, we were excited. Even ChatGPT got excited when I posted the results. And it was a good day in that sense that we have seen a year of, a hard year sometimes with chemotherapy and a time of pain and discomfort early on. But systematically it has gotten better. And now the results prove it. And so I want to firstly praise God and thank Him. But I also want to thank you guys. I thank you for your prayers and your concern and your love and the messages and the encouragement and just your friendship and love. It's been awesome this year, and it's been an experience. I've learned so much this year. And but also I want to thank doctors and chemotherapy because it works. There's a reason that they give you specific chemo for specific illnesses, because that is the tried and tested stuff that works for your cancer. And so before you go off running after all sorts of weird and wacko remedies, and listen to the doctors and take your medication, even when it's hard. And I think that's maybe the problem sometimes, is that taking chemo is so difficult, and for some even worse. I had some bad side effects, but when I see what some others go through in this, I really feel for them because it's hard. It's a fight, and it's not an easy fight. You're fighting for your life, and but I thank those who've stood with me through this time, especially my wife, finally, who's just been incredible as my main caregiver this year. One of the other things I've learned, and which it was also a year when I wrote this book. I think you can see it on the screen, and I wrote that for people who are fearful. And I want to encourage you again, as supporters and family and friends and people who care, is to get a hold of a copy of this and get it to someone who is going through a tough time. The response and feedback has been phenomenal of folks who've been blessed by being able to see what God says about life and death, and be encouraged to, by faith, take on things. As I said before, you can fight these fights with fear in your heart, or you can fight this fight with peace in your heart. I choose peace every time. Who wants to fight this when you're scared and uncertain of the future and of what might be? And so I want to encourage you guys, please do continue praying for me. The war's not over. We've won this first battle. A hard month of radiation in the new year, hopefully to kill the main tumor. And then we'll just wait and see, because unfortunately, pancreatic cancer has a tendency to return. And so we're not claiming full victory yet. We're not saying it's over. We're just saying I'm so much better. And for now, my body is allowing me to do so much more again. And I hope to use my time in ministry to support the ministry of which I'm still the president and co-founder of, And I hope to do a lot still. Who knows? Maybe write some more, perhaps encourage more people, minister to folks who are suffering, and so on. So support us in that prayer, please. Keep on praying that the victory would be complete to the glory of God. Is this a miracle? Yep. We're down in that 2% and less stage of survivability according to the statistics. And I remind you that with my comorbidities and everything, there's a 0.00 something percent chance of making it to 18 months. I fully intend doing that, though, with your prayers and continued treatment. So we do both. So thank you so much for your support. Please keep praying, and don't forget us. I'll still put out videos from time to time. And let's be an encouragement to others who are sick. You know, the other day, I just, as a final thought, I asked in church, who knows someone with cancer? And virtually everybody's hand went up. We all know someone who's struggling. You can be a blessing in their life. Why not reach out today? The Lord bless you.